My family is obsessed with Disney. We love the Disney magic and meeting the characters. We love Disney so much that we even have a Disney room in our house. Disney is known for the characters such as Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Pluto, Cinderella, the Evil Queen, and my personal favorite, Stitch. One thing I didn't expect to see was this big corporation supporting agriculture. Yes, I know this sounds crazy, but they really do. At Walt Disney World, there's a ride called Living with the Land. And this water ride starts out like any normal boat ride, sitting in your boat, going through man-made water canals, passing by smaller houses and animatronics. But about halfway through, your boat goes through a greenhouse where you see their hydroponic system, growing plants in gravel, sand, and water, but without soil, an aquaponic system, a food production system where the waste from fish is pumped to plants as a form of fertilizer. They take the water from the ride to support these systems, and they have a fish tank they pump water to and from for the crops. On the intercom, they tell you why they do this, and the main reason is to be self-sufficient and use the crops to support the restaurants. Now, I'm sure you're wondering what this effort by a big corporation has to do with you and your community. Well, guess what? We can all do something similar in our communities. Most communities already have fountains, but for those that don't, rainwater can be collected to sustain these hydroponic systems. The water can be taken from the fountain or the rainwater collection, and it can be pumped to the greenhouse to grow fruits and vegetables so communities can be more self-sustaining. By 2050, there will be about 9 billion people in the world, so communities all need to be self-sustaining to feed all these people. During COVID, the world experienced distribution issues. To overcome future issues, communities can grow their own crops that don't need to be distributed. Instead of relying on big corporations making money on their overpriced products, communities can grow their own crops to help the families struggling to buy food at the grocery store, and the crops are guaranteed to be what you want. With a community hydroponic system, communities can make sure there are no pesticides that are dangerous to bees, another big concern. Another positive effect of these hydroponic systems is they don't use soil, which saves space and therefore money. However, a negative effect of these hydroponic systems is they can create waterborne illnesses in the plants and make them unusable or more expensive to treat. A positive effect of the hydroponic systems is that communities can control which pesticides are used in the greenhouse. This may sound like a hassle to keep up with, but in all reality, if we continue to let big producers use bee-harming pesticides, we won't have crops to plant and feed our families. While many people don't like bees, without them, agriculture would not exist. Bees fertilize our crops, which feed our animals. In turn, those plants and crops feed us. Neonicotinoids, the bee-harming pesticides, can also harm humans. Some of the effects caused by these pesticides are heart and brain malformation, autism spectrum disorder, memory loss, finger tremors, and many others. Neonicotinoids are used in millions of acres of agricultural land throughout the United States. About half the population of the United States is exposed to these pesticides. Children between the ages of 3 and 5 are the most exposed to these pesticides. By creating our own gardens and cultivating our own crops, we can protect our bees, ourselves, and provide subsistence for future generations. Another positive effect of these hydroponic systems is they don't use soil, and they save space and money. The average cost of soil is $25 per square foot for a mid-sized greenhouse. On average, greenhouses cost between $15,000 and $25,000, while hydroponics cost between $50 and $10,000. The average cost to maintain a greenhouse is about 13% of the total cost, while a hydroponic system is about 6% of the total cost. These prices are just the cost for materials, not to mention the cost of seeds. Seeds can cost between $5 and $10 per packet of organic seeds. Hydroponic systems also produce more yield, and the harvest can be grown throughout the year. This results in having more products to sell and earning more money. Hydroponics also use between 80 to 90% less water than regular greenhouses. A 1-acre greenhouse uses about 22,000 gallons of water, while a hydroponic system uses between half a gallon and 2.5 gallons of water per plant. In my community, we can catch as much rainwater as we want, as long as it doesn't hit the ground first. This is one way hydroponics save money. On average, hydroponic systems cost less than greenhouses. One negative effect of the hydroponic system is that they are more prone to waterborne illnesses. One of the most common waterborne illnesses is Pythium root rot. This mostly affects basil and spinach, but can also affect many other plants. Some of the symptoms of this illness are browning and decay of the roots, stunting, wilting, plant death, uneven plant growth, and crown rot, and many others. One way to cure Pythium root rot is to apply fungicides every 14 to 21 days during the growing season. Another waterborne illness is Fusarium. Some symptoms of this illness are yellowing, wilting, stunting, death of seedlings, and yellowing and stunting of older plants. Fusarium mostly affects tomato plants, eggplants, and pepper plants. Some ways to prevent Fusarium are to treat seeds with fungicides or heat to protect the seedlings from the illness. Another way is to dip bulbs in fungicides or hot water to kill the fungus. There are many other waterborne illnesses. However, most of the waterborne illnesses can be prevented or treated. We can all start our own hydroponic system and support ourselves. Some pros of the hydroponic systems are that communities can monitor which pesticides, if any, go into their crops to protect the bees, ourselves, and future generations. Another pro to hydroponic systems is they cost less to maintain and build, and they produce more yield and can bring the community more money if the produce is sold. One con to hydroponic systems is that they can be more susceptible to waterborne illnesses, causing the crops to be unusable or more expensive to treat. Overcoming this downside is imperative as the vast benefits of implementing a safe, efficient system outweigh the controllable detractors. Will you follow the lead of Disney and implement a hydroponic system in your community? Thank you.